The Love Gurus podcast is starting now. The Love Gurus are comics that bring comedic wisdom to the savages asking bizarre relationship questions on the internet. Your hosts are Suzanne Leah Shepherd and Jake Vevera. I am the Love Gurus' pet robot Cassandra. I love you.
Oh, and we are live on the Love Gurus podcast. Sorry about the wait. As usual, we start about 10 minutes late because I'm still figuring out how to hook this fucking shit up. So.
Yeah, we're on time in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, we are in the grand scheme of things on time. But thank you to all the listeners.
Yeah.
Listening out there, not live on the podcast. But if you are listening on iTunes, Spotify, any of that good stuff, check us out live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's Eastern time. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to take psychotic dating questions from crazy people on Reddit and you, the listeners, in the chat. Or if you want to write to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, we will take the questions there. So let me introduce our two hilarious guests. First up, he is a returning guest and this hilarious stand-up comic, Igor Martinez.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me on this podcast.
Absolutely, man. Love having you here. And our second guest, another hilarious stand-up comic, first time on the podcast, Paul Julmeus. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah. Oh.
Happy to have you.
This is good. It's, now that the pandemic is, well, who knows what's going to happen in a few months. But right now, we're getting to hang out and see people that we haven't seen in such a long time. And it's wild, man. Oh, this is so nice. I hope the Delta variant doesn't kill us, but I think it's going to be fine.
Dude, I'm starting to become a fan of the Delta variant. Here's why. It's because I've been looking at the numbers, right? And you still get sick with the vaccine, right? You still get sick with it, but you don't die and you don't go to the hospital. So I'm like, unlike most viruses in human history, it's only killing the people who are being dicks anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's only killing the right people. I like this virus now, dude.
That thought has certainly crossed my mind, but I didn't have the courage to say it aloud. So bravo, sir.
I mean, it sounds like a dick now that I say it out loud, but I've been walking around thinking it the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're saying what a lot of people are thinking.
They're making all these laws in New York. You can't come in if you're not vaccinated. I say, no, let him in, dude. I'm going to get the sniffles for a couple of days. He's going to drop fucking dead.
Yeah.
He's going to, with his bullshit, it's going to give me a microchip in my arm, and they're going to look at my wife's pussy, and dead. Dead. Because I don't like the other, if you're vaxxed, though, I don't understand the people. It's like I'm caught between anti-vaxxer dicks and hypochondriac pussies. You know what I'm saying? And then there's me in the middle going, I got the 2 shots, so I'm good, right? I don't have to give a fuck about any of this at all, because the other extreme is you got people in New York going, I need to steal 6 IDs so I can get 7 vaccines. I need 7. There's variants. There's Delta and Echo and Charlie. Charlie's in the wire.
Wait, are there different vaccines now for different variants?
Oh, there will be in 2 weeks. Because people are going to be all about it. They're like, the CDC says to wrap my entire face in cellophane. You can't kill me if I'm dead, COVID.
There are people listening right now. I thought this was a dating podcast.
Oh, it is.
Well, we're helping people to get back to the dating world by first educating them about getting vaccinated, and then they can make a terrible mistake while dating, and then we can help them with that mistake.
Yeah,
so that's kind of really
it's really it feeds itself.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. And you know what? I mean, say what you want about anti-vaxxers. Some of the best sex I've ever had was with women that weren't vaccinated. So I'm good. Anti-vaxxers, I support you. Joel on YouTube says, have I missed the incest question? No, you have not.
Not yet.
Haven't missed the incest question. Good to go. So we are going to take asking for my sister, he says. Asking for my sister. Tell her to watch the podcast.
Yeah. Get her on, Joel.
I hope she's not right there with you and text him for me, because why is she there? What other questions do we need to ask you, Joel? It's okay. I'm from Kansas.
Let me plug the white wine. We are drinking Copier Pinot Grigio. That's our first one, man. This is pretty good. I like this one.
That was a bottom of the fridge find, but kind of a fancy label. So I thought, all right, we'll give it a try. It's
you got to dig through the bottom of the fridge to get the diamonds. And you got diamonds.
Yeah, it's like, who knows? Like you find, one at the bottom that's been left over. It's the wrong price tag, but like a fancy bottle of wine. I don't think this is that, but
That should be a bumper sticker. You should dig to the bottom of the fridge to find diamonds.
Yes. Yeah. That was a quote from my favorite Dolly Parton song.
Oh, yeah.
It brings a tear to your eye when Dolly says it, not when I say it.
I love Dolly Parton, but you cannot tell me that her fridge is not just full of like facial cream and like anti-aging products.
Oh,
she doesn't have lettuce in there. It's just like a bunch of night cream.
Dude, she's got creams. She's got vitamins.
Yeah.
She's got adrenochrome for children. You know what I mean? That she got from the upper echelons of society.
But God bless Dolly Parton. You do you, Dolly, because you're just a star.
Jolene.
Yes,
that's all I know.
She wrote Jolene.
Too, yeah.
That's it.
Dude, I don't care how many kids she eats. She wrote Jolene. I don't give a
fuck. But we have a lot of great questions this week. A lot of people still needing our help. So I feel like we should just get
let's do it. First question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or check us out live every single Thursday on YouTube at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. But for now, we are going to take our first question from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
First question. My husband feels betrayed and is now afraid to have kids with me since I told him that I got a nose job. I'm 22 and my husband is 26 and I got a nose job very, very young. I hated having a hooked nose. Now I'm older. I deeply regret it. The person I see in the mirror looks fake. And
when you worked on your nose, it ripped out my heart, Linda.
The person I see in the mirror now looks fake. And when I look at old pictures, I think I would have been a uniquely beautiful girl now if I hadn't have gotten it. I never told my husband about it. And my mom dropped off my 8th grade yearbook and he went through it. He noticed the nose. And then I told him. He exploded, which I didn't expect at all. He told me it's a betrayal and that I married him without telling him that. Now he feels guilty that if we have a child together, that the child may get a hooked nose.
Ooh.
Oh,
it's not a deal breaker necessarily, but he's very upset with me and quote unquote afraid to have kids with me. He explains he might have a daughter who will be bullied and might never feel like beautiful unless she has surgery.
Linda, I'm too shallow to where she has to look pretty, but I'm also too poor to afford her surgery. So this isn't going to work. Yeah.
She might never feel beautiful unless she gets surgery, and he's very against cosmetic surgery. He just needs his space for now. But what do I do? So basically, to give a quick recap, she got a nose job when she was younger. She does regret it, but now her husband's freaking out because their kids might have the old nose. Reminds me of that scene. Have you guys seen Spaceballs? When
yes.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that same thing.
Yeah.
We're going to give you your old nose. No. But yeah, so she's only 22, he's 26, and so now it's we don't know where they are, but she's saying she had this terrible nose before, and his concern is that their children will not be beautiful, and he's against cosmetic surgery, so he's kind of like, I don't want to have kids unless they're smoking hot. You know what I mean? Like,
was there an element in there of like him seeing her old photos and being into her old nose?
No, he doesn't like the hooked nose.
The old nose.
He thinks the old nose is ugly, and his concern is that they'll have a child. The child will have that nose.
Right.
Child will then spiral into heroin addiction, obviously.
I respect this man. He's like next level shallow. He's not even shallow about her nose. He's shallow about her ovaries nose. He's shallow about noses of children that don't exist.
Generations of noses.
Even her ovaries were offended by his comments. They were like, get back in here, eggs. not him,
Yeah.
not him.
Yeah. She's her whole urethra tubes or whatever those are called are fucking just dumping eggs. They're like, we're doing a massive period right now. We're doing 6 periods at once.
Yeah.
This is not a drill, ladies. This is not a drill. Go.
The tubes are tied themselves.
Yes. You can't inseminate us if we're dead, Gary. You can't inseminate us if we're dead.
It's like the cutest little Thelma and Louise seeing 2 little eggs driving off of a cliff.
Yeah. They got to do that. The Look Who's Talking style. I want to see her eggs killing themselves.
What a fucking knife.
One of them is voiced by Bruce Willis. This guy's a real dick. Let's kill ourselves, right?
Yeah. As someone who doesn't exactly have the most attractive, I have a very pointy nose, and it's something that like I've thought about getting a nose job before, but then it's kind of like, well, am I going to be one of those people? Because here's what's going to happen. Either I'm going to love it or I'm going to absolutely hate it. If I absolutely hate it, I'll regret it. It will be, like this. It'll make me go into depression.
Sure.
If I absolutely love it, I'll be resentful of the fact that I only got it at this age in my life and not when I was like 18, thus could have, sort of upped my lot in life.
Yeah.
You see, been
in a different tax bracket.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I could have, gone on sugarbaby.com, etc. So
my nose is okay, but the entire rest of my face looks like Steve Buscemi with fetal alcohol syndrome. So I say, fuck ugly people, fuck ugly noses, fuck ugly eyes, fuck ugly teeth structures and stuff. I guess do all of that.
That's the other thing is, even if I did have a pretty nose, I would still have my personality. So that's also
You have a hook nose on the inside. You have a hooked soul.
I'm a hooked nose soul kind of girlfriend. Yeah. So, but what about you guys? Have you guys ever dated someone who got plastic surgery? Paul, have you ever dated someone?
I've never dated anybody who has plastic surgery
that you know of.
That I know. Yeah. No. I think it's hard because it's like I think it's one of those. If it doesn't work out, then you got to keep fixing it, and you're like, oh, let me fix my nose, then I got to fix my eyes. I say my advice would be try a different body part. You know what I mean? No, maybe get a new booty, and he'll be like, wow, wait, whoa, I like cosmetic surgery now.
Yeah.
He's not really into that.
Win him over.
Yeah.
The right booty can win over anything. That was a Dolly Parton song.
The booty trumps everything.
Yeah. What about you, Igor? Have you ever dated someone that has had plastic surgery?
No, I haven't. But I got a big nose, man. My mom's got a big nose. My grandmother had a big nose. I'm all for this. I'm all on board for this.
Yeah. I also think that, most people, when they have children, by the fact that he's saying our child is going to have a bad life because he or she is going to have this nose. There's a lot of assumptions. He's totally out, he's past Down syndrome, and he's past all of these other terrible things that could happen to the baby.
He's a real glasses half empty son of a bitch.
Yeah. He's like, oh, CF, whatever, as long as the nose is cute. Am I right?
Yeah. I never heard anybody go hook nose in the schoolyard. I think he's the biggest hater. Yeah,
he is.
He's a huge hater.
But this is so maybe
I got my fair share.
You got to be. Oh, my bad.
You got made fun of for your nose?
Yeah. People were like, we'd never even try to give you cocaine. Could you sniff up the whole bag? I'm like, geez, I don't even want your cocaine.
That wasn't on the schoolyard. I hope not.
No. It was later on. The schoolyard was still a cute nose. Middle school and high school.
Oh, I was gonna say, man, your third grade was rough.
This giant nose is accurate, and this thing is 60% baking soda. Everyone that bought a ball from this guy beat the shit out of him. He stepped on your coke.
This was South Florida in the early 90s, man. Cocaine Cowboys.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
You had your Miami Vice coat on.
Yeah.
Sunglasses.
Sometimes when I was in high school, we would sell what we would call like fake coke to college students. You know what I mean? Because we live in a college town. What we would do is because everyone had Ritalin back then.
Yeah.
They would just and none of the kids who were prescribed it wanted it, so they would just sell it to us. So what we would do is we would crush it up. And it was fun to snort by itself, but what you could do is cut it with a little bit of baking soda. And the secret is you get some of, that stuff you put on canker sores, that liquid kind of numbing stuff.
Yeah.
You put a little bit on that, let it dry, cut it all together, and then it gets you a little bit numb, gets you high. The baking soda makes it kind of taste like Coke, and we would just sell fake Coke to college kids, man. That's
I feel like that has to also be safer than like actual coke.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of, like heroes.
Yes and no, but it's just like cocaine's really not that fucking bad for you either. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
if when we're comparing it to other uppers that we're crushing up and snorting lines of, it's not that cocaine is a chemical is just inherently terrible for you. It's that people take a bunch of it and go, if you do that with caffeine, you can fucking die.
Yeah, I guess that's just it depends on how much you're taking.
Right.
Okay.
Would a hook nose increase cocaine usage?
It can increase cocaine uses in one single bound in one line at a time.
You know what I mean? Again,
per line.
What's a hook nose? Is it roll up? Is it roll?
No,
up?
it's like a down. Like you think about
it comes out a little bit.
Yeah.
Hooks down like a I can't even think of something
like Toucan Sam.
Like a toucan. Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Okay,
Let me catch us up on some YouTube comments.
Oh yeah.
This is the old one. Joel says, Suzanne, you haven't gotten to the bottom of the fridge until Jake says brought to you by Mickey's. Joel on YouTube says, dude should appreciate the nose job. Without it, she could have caused serious pain when 69ing. Dirty 10 on YouTube says, easy steal his semen in the middle of the night when he's drunk. I like that. Espionage. That's good.
Also, why not just start a college fund for the kid, and then if start a nose job fund, really, and then if the kid has a nice enough nose, it was a college fund this whole time.
I bet they have those like in LA. You know what I mean? The college fund and the nose job fund separate.
I'll bet Bernie Sanders would support like a socialism nose job fund.
Yeah.
All kids should be able to get a nose job if they want to. They should get an education and a nose job. It's your future.
80% of nose jobs are given to 1% of the people. That is not right. You should have free nose jobs for anyone with a hook nose. But it's like hook nose is sort of like an anti-Semitic thing too. I've heard it like hook nose Jew. I think this guy might be an anti-Semite, and the whole time he was like, "I cannot bring her to meet my grandpapa who lives in Argentina and didn't tell us what he did during the 40s. He will be so disappointed in me."
That makes sense because I'm like, why do you hate the nose so much?
Yeah, that's a little. Yeah,
but I mean, if she's Jewish, like that would have come up way before this whole like yearbook thing, don't you think? Or do you think he's just
maybe she's keeping that from him too?
Well, if he's like an anti-Semite, I mean, she should definitely dump him. That's a whole different story than like not liking your nose.
Yeah, so, you should leave him.
Yeah, I think
that's true.
Oh, yeah. Are we good? Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think so. I'm not sure.
No, we're good. I think it was my mic cut.
Oh, okay.
It's but let's see. We got more. Jesus Christ, is she a witchy poo?
Oh,
Joel
maybe.
on YouTube. He says, is that baby Yoda or the Taco Bell dog above Suzanne's head? Inquiring minds want to know. No, that is a shout out to Val in my family member of mine, good family member. That was a wedding gift. That is now the Love Guru's pet cow.
It's our pet cow.
We got a pet cow.
Ooh.
And it the color matches their wall perfectly. So it almost looks like a 3D.
And it was a total coincidence too.
Yeah.
It was,
It's the pet
How funny
cow.
would it have been if you painted the wall to match that?
Joel on YouTube says, Suzanne, you're beautiful. I don't care what Jake says. He's only seeing her over YouTube though, dude. This doesn't.
Yeah, Joel, these are very specific angles that we worked out for weeks before.
That's her glamour shot, Joel. I see her bad side right now. I'm looking at her bad side. Joel on YouTube says, I dated a girl that had a breast reduction. It was a great relief to her and her back. However, ugliest tits I ever encountered. Figured it was best not to say fuck there. LOL.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Joel. LOL. Joel on YouTube says, Jake, I used to cut my Coke with BC powders. If you're not familiar, it's a Southern headache powder. No, I'm not.
That just sounds like something that, I don't know, a Southern headache powder just sounds like actual cocaine.
That should be a hard drug. There should be a hard drug called Southern headache powders.
My grandpappy used to give me Southern headache power. Man, I'd be up for days with no headache. I was cleaning out the barn, fixing the fence.
It was an old concoction that was part chewing tobacco, part regular tobacco, And part heroin. I think the heroin was doing most of the hard work on that.
My Grammy had it and then grinded her teeth down to nubs, but she feel better. But yeah, so I would say my final advice for this woman is, look, I think that him giving this ridiculous excuse to not have children, first of all, you're very young. You're very young to have been married, which isn't necessarily a deal breaker, but him giving this ridiculous excuse as to why he doesn't want to have kids, it's almost like he sees what's ahead of him and he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to proceed forward. And so it's almost like he's kind of like laying this groundwork eventually to dump you anyway and cheat. So like, just cheat on him first and then find someone who loves you for who you were, which was a hook-nosed person.
I think you're going to say hook-nosed Jew. Like, oh, nice. The truth comes out.
Yeah.
Suzanne.
What about you guys? What final advice do you have for this young girl?
I don't know if that's it. It seems very complicated because this is her husband, right? Don't they got to love each other?
I've never really been known for commitment before.
Love? What is love? Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, just roll the dice, have the kid, and if it comes out ugly, love the ugly kid.
Yeah. I think that's great.
The thing that the fact that we're discussing if you should love an ugly kid or not is love all kids, y'all. Yeah. Can that's the message for ball today. I mean, if you're with a man that's like, I don't want an ugly kid, you should probably sidestep and find somebody else.
Yeah, because I'm gonna throw
kids are beautiful. Children, all beautiful. We are the world. You know what
I mean?
Yeah. And some kids come out ugly for no goddamn reason whatsoever. My parents were beautiful, and I look like this. My parents look nothing like Steve Buscemi, and this is me. So, did it have to do with the fact that my mom couldn't stay sober for 9 months? Possibly, but you know what I mean? It was the 80s, so I don't think it was even that big a deal back then.
Yeah.
But I have final advice for her. You may have to take out a loan. My advice is going to cost roughly $10,000 to $15,000. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to take him on a nice long vacation to apologize for your hook nose that you lied about. You know what I mean? We're buttering him up here. You're going to go to Miami. If you can't find a doctor who will do this in Miami, possibly Tijuana. All right, so start with Miami. You may have to go to yes. The guys from Nip Tuck won't even do this. Not even that fucking shady guy who was all coked out the whole time. What you're going to have to do, you're going to have to get him really drunk one night until he almost passes out, and then you're going to chloroform this man, and you're going to put him under heavy sedation. You're going to have a shady Miami doctor come in, like one of the ones who there's documentaries about. The type of guy who's under like an alias because he's being hunted by the feds for giving fake ass implants with like the cement or like one of those fucking guys, right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to you're going to get one of those guys to give him what? Your old nose. He's going to wake up with your old nose.
Yes.
You're going to show him the picture, and then he's going to be passed out, and that doctor's going to be all like, I don't know. I do some pretty shady shit, but fuck it, double it. It's now 15,000. Here you go.
Yeah.
You know? And you're just going to find some guy. Again, you may have to go to Tijuana. You can get it done down there and probably see a fun donkey show. It's going to be fun. You're going to give him your old nose, and then you're going to get a fake nose that looks like your old nose and a witch hat. And then when he comes to, you're going to hold up a mirror and you're going to have a witch hat. You're going to be all green. You're going to go like,
yes.
You got my old nose. And you slap him with a black cat and a broom and all that witch stuff. And then you, I don't know, hit him. And then leave him.
Yeah. I think
leave him
that
the
is
fucking cartels. That's what I say.
Yeah. I think that's, by far the best solution to this. So, yeah, perfect. I think we answered that question, and we're having some
mic troubles. Oh yes, 1 second. Let me fix this mic trouble.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. We're just having a little bit of mic difficulties. Oh, what if this already happened? Because I probably got this question a couple days ago, and this happened. The guy now is a witch, and he's like hexing our podcast.
Yeah, this fucking guy. If he's a time traveling witch, I will tie him to a stake, Salem style, if he fucks up this podcast.
How dare you mess with the love gurus?
Guys,
What was that accent?
that was
I don't know.
It was a Massachusetts accent from 200 years ago.
It's the harrowing Cape Cod accent that I've perfected. But perfect. I think we answered that question.
I think we did too. Let me hang on. Let me hit a couple. Oh
yeah.
Tim on YouTube says, adopt one with the nose of your liking. Joel on YouTube says, ugly kids need more love. Trust me, I know this firsthand. Dirty 10 says, Jake, that sounds like fun for the whole family if she had an ugly nosed kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, perfect.
I think we answered that one.
We
Let's
answered
take
that
our
question.
next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Ask us questions live and comment on anything you want live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take yet another question from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. Should I ask for the $200 hotel charges from the girl that I was seeing who decided to break things off and uninvite me as her +1 to a wedding? I'm 33 and I was seeing this girl who is 27 for about 3 months. Before that, we'd been friends for over a year and a half. During those 3 months, everything was going great. However, a month and a half ago, I got offered a job 3 hours from where we live. As much as I didn't want to take it, I had to because this job offered me sponsorship, which I needed to stay in the country. She understood and we decided to stay together. Around a month ago, she was invited to a wedding and she decided to bring me as her +1. Due to circumstances like me moving and she was buying a house, we didn't see each other for 3 weeks. Since she was moving, she asked if I could get us a hotel for the weekend. So for the wedding, which I did, and I then asked her to pay half back when she could. Thursday night comes and we were doing a video chat and she drops the bomb that she doesn't know how she feels about us. Then on Friday, the week of last week, she decided to uninvite me from the wedding and she said, I'm breaking up with you. Fast forward to today. The wedding was last weekend and I'm wondering, should I be an asshole and ask for the $200 that I paid for the hotel that I booked for the wedding? She never asked for the room information, so I don't think she stayed there, but I still spent this money because of her. Any advice? So
Dude, that's the best way to win her back. 100%. Ask her for fucking money.
Yeah. So basically what happens is that, so they're dating. They knew each other for a long time, but they're only dating for 3 months. Then she invites him as her +1 to a wedding, which hashtag red flag. Am I right? Like, when was the last time you knew someone for 3 months and then invited them to a wedding?
Yeah,
like, are
crazy.
you a psycho?
I'm all on board for that.
What?
I'm all on
Trying to
board.
meet the grandma 3 months in.
No.
the
Oh my
mom, the
God,
grandma,
100%
dad.
I would say
No, I'm
no.
like, yo, I need a dance partner. Let's fucking cut some rug. I don't care. I don't know you that well. It's even better.
Really? Oh, wow. Very interesting. Okay. So he gets invited to this wedding. She's like, look, can you book the hotel room? And he's like, cool, don't mind doing it. But, can you pay your half when it comes up? So I guess what I'm not clear on is, was the hotel room $400 and he paid, so he's expecting her to pay $200, or if he paid $200 is expecting her to pay $100, whatever. But so basically she's like, she breaks up with him, like basically the day before the wedding. And, then is like, and then it's it. So he says, he's like, oh, she didn't ask for the room information, but I feel like she knew. Like, that's not a hard, like, if you're going to a wedding, like, you kind of know where people are booking a hotel room. I feel like she just totally stayed there for free and totally hooked up with someone else at the wedding. Like, and hashtag mic drop, am I right? Like, she's kind of great.
She got hers.
And you know what? Like, I would be against her because what she did to you was wrong. But the fact that you're this fucking worked up about the $200,
yeah,
I mean, she was kind of right to fuck some other guy in the hotel room you paid for. I mean, I don't like that she did that to you, but like, I kind of don't like you, so I'm conflicted. I feel like this is like a Tarantino movie where there is no good guy in this story. It's just terrible people doing terrible things to each other, and it's gonna end in a shootout or sword fight.
Yeah, but also I think that. He used the words that she dropped a bomb on him. And so really, I kind of don't think he cares about the money that much. I think he just wants another excuse to talk to her. And he's like, he's going to the internet to be like, hey guys, it's okay if I like reach out to her again and talk to her. You know what I mean? Like, he's just looking for that validation because he knows it's crazy to speak to someone after you break up with them. But he's like, hey, but you kind of owes me.
He's looking for closure.
Okay. Maybe he
Closure
is. Maybe he's looking for closure. Yeah. Which do you think he wants more, the $200 or closure?
Joel on YouTube says, I'm a good patriot. Get out of my country and give me her room number.
But yeah, so which do you think he wants more, closure or the $200?
I mean, you're right. I think like he just got like naturalization or something or citizenship. So maybe he is.
He needed sponsorship, which this job gave him.
Right. So maybe he is like strapped for cash, but I think it is. I think it is more than just the money. I think he just like wants to talk to her and be like, come on, take me back. But it's not going to happen, dude. Closure never comes. Fucking move on.
Yeah, I think he's severely broke, and I think it's time to put a dark fucking trench coat in the rain and just be like, I need the $200.
Yeah.
I'm not naturalized. I don't have a job. I can't have a job in America.
I've come to collect. Do you know what happens to people in my village for $200? Heads have been lopped off for $150 or less.
Yeah, she'll give it quick. Her fucking dad will send it right away.
Yeah.
Tim on YouTube says $200 to never see her again. Fuck it. Chalk it up. I'm cheap too. I want that money.
Yeah, it's just because, whenever I've gone through a breakup, I don't know if I've ever been petty about, I need to come get this. But certainly after if we've been on a few dates, I've definitely been that girl that I was like, I left my hair clip at your house. I need to come back and get it. But never if it's someone who is my actual boyfriend. I've then I'm like, I just want to cut it all. You're over a cliff for me. I don't care. Yeah. What about you guys? Have you guys ever used an excuse to get back in touch, or have you buried those memories along with your pain?
Well, when you put it that way.
I guess I don't do the $200 petty thing. Sometimes if you gift someone a gift, that's it. You shouldn't give people gifts and then be like, yo, you owe me, dog.
So you consider, but he said to her initially, you'll hit me back for half. But you consider it a gift. Look,
you dated the girl for 3 months. She's volatile. You know what I mean? You knew whatever turned you on about her is the reason why you fucking losing your mind right now. She asked you for a wedding, and now she's like, I want to stay in the hotel, and then she didn't go to the hotel, and then disinvited you to the wedding. Is the same reason why you fell in love with her. It's the same insanity that you fell in love. And maybe you're trying to find a green card, but I understand why you need the $200 back, but personally, since I don't have the problems that you share, I cry and I let it go, man. $200, I just have to, I guess.
I think it's good. He's dating Mount Vesuvius, and he's all surprised that it blew up. What? I didn't know. I couldn't have foreseen this. Yes. This is crazy. We were going to be together forever. I was going to propose at the wedding.
100%. That is why you're into her. Some of the best sex I've ever had were with women who I've seen steal $200 out of the pocket of orphans, left on the front of firehouse stoops. You know what I mean? I only have $200. Take care of my baby. She's like, fuck that. The firehouse has got you. I've seen them do that. And I'm like, well, she's a freak. I got to go back with her. What are you going to do?
Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should probably give her another $200. If you give her $200, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Sorry, my bad. Whatever.
But I think it's the fact that she invited him to the wedding and then disinvited him literally, hours before this wedding happened. There was no good sign. There was no good path forward for that relationship. She either got cold feet herself and was like, I don't want to introduce this dude to something happened where she didn't want to introduce you to her friends and family. And so it's,
100%.
There's absolutely no way that you're going to salvage that. I mean, arguably you may have not even been invited to the wedding at all. Actually, she has another boyfriend, and they stayed in your hotel room. So
maybe
for that.
She was using him as leverage. I got this other fucking dopey guy who paid $200. He's like, do you want to come?
Oh, and that's how you get upgraded to a suite. Yeah, good shout.
Well, I really hope the last 3 months has been an elaborate scheme to get $200 from you for a hotel room. I hope she fixes her crooked leg like Kevin Spacey at the end of Usual Suspects and just fucking walks off with your $200 all normal and shit.
No, but this is like people who are like kleptomaniacs. You know, they steal things that they can easily afford, but it's the thrill of it. You know what I mean? Like maybe she's like that with this hotel room.
Yeah, dude. I'll bet she cashed out your $200 in singles and just threw it all on the bed.
They got
just
fucked on top of it.
Didn't even bring a guy down there. Was like, I'm just gonna find a dude at the wedding. I don't even care if he's ugly, he's dumb as fuck. And she's just screaming, just fuck me on his $200. Fuck me on his $200.
Who is he? Who is he? I don't know who he
Slap
is.
me in the face with his money.
I don't want to do this. Stop.
Yeah, the guy's like, I didn't know this was part of the gig. What is this? Am I going to get murdered by Hulk Hogan or Bubba the Love Sponge? Am I being filmed right now? What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah. So my final advice to this dude is, look, your money has gone into the wind. Lick your wounds and get back on the dating apps, because this relationship is going nowhere.
Joel on YouTube says she dropped a bomb on him. Dude will never get closure until he stops referencing the Gap band. Yes. Oh, look at that. Joel on YouTube says, I hate to do it.
Oh no!
But I have to pay. Oh, Xander, my 10-year-old, just asked me to watch a movie with him.
Super
Jackie,
cute.
Suzanne, love you all. Great show, hilarious guest tonight. Take care.
Bye,
Joel.
We love you.
Have a
Betsy's kids
super
got
fun
ugly
time
nose.
with your son. That sounds
Yes.
so fun. What
Absolutely.
a good dad.
Have him watch the Love Gurus podcast if that movie gets done quick. I think he'll like this show.
Yeah, super fun.
Kids love our show.
Kids
It's
totally love
popular
our show.
with children's age 2 to all of them, you know?
Yeah.
As long as they have regular noses.
Yeah. We tend to,
Yeah.
some of the ugly hook nose kids get very,
Yeah.
they find what we say triggering and problematic.
So back to this question. What's your guys' final advice for this guy?
Chalk it up, dude. Move
Chalk
on.
it up.
Take the L.
I don't know what your scenario is, but you gotta take your time in relationships. 3 months. You shouldn't be, going to weddings. I don't know. She seems volatile. But if you need that $200, man, maybe asking is okay. Ask.
Go fund me.
Go fund me. Post an IG of you crying, like, I need this $200. Like, I got this hotel, and then just make a backstory of where you from, and you
put that on
process. It's just like, oh no, just like
My mother needs a new liver and she's $198 short. If only some gold digging whore hadn't stolen my finances for a wedding hotel.
Yeah.
But it was so good. It was so good when she robbed me.
Yeah, dude, I hate to sound like a wealthy dude on a yacht, but it's $200, man. And I'm coming. My entire apartment is a basement. Okay, we are doing this podcast from a basement that is the entire apartment. It's not like I'm fucking loaded. That said, I've blown more than $200 just trying to fuck once. While I was broke, while I was sitting there going, I wonder how I'm going to pay for that $200 dinner I just bought to get laid right now. Fuck it, I'll worry about it after I come. You know what I mean? So this is after 3 months. This is after 3 months of fucking. What do you maybe get $200 more and find what? Another one. There's more fish in the sea, and most of them are going to take more than $200 from you. I'm sorry.
That's how Jake comes. Oh, you like that? Oh, I need $200.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Jake the male gigolo.
Yes.
He spells gigolo with a J.
Yeah. Real gigolos wouldn't let me spell it the same way. Said it was a copyright thing. It's not the same what I do.
Yeah.
Oh, Joel on YouTube says for $200, I'd set up a GoFundMe page. 100%. That's what he should do. That's this guy. Dude,
Yeah.
he should fondle himself for free. Just spank one out, get your fucking head clear, and then go hey, does $200 really matter right now? Or am I being a fucking moron?
This poor bastard.
I've never wanted someone to have $200 less than I want this man to have $200. If I meet this guy in public, I'm going to mug him in the hopes that he has $200 on him, because I so don't want him to have $200.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you're right. It is kind of absurd. In a long ass relationship, you burn so much money, and this guy's
dude.
3 months and $200. She invited you to a wedding. It was like,
Yeah,
he probably spent like 5 days at the hotel and spent $200, and she was like, "There's roaches in here. All right, this is done."
Yeah.
You're disgusting.
Joel says, "I'm out. Take care, y'all. We love you, Joel.
Peace.
Have a good night."
Yeah. But awesome. But I think we answered that question. Should we move on to the next one?
I think we did too.
Ooh,
Also, let's hear from our somewhat sort of sponsors.
Oh, yes. Excuse me.
We are moving on to a delicious Sauvignon Blanc called Uncaged. The owl is a guardian of the vine, is it? And myths say it is present when the spirit is free. What the fuck? Is that some kind of innuendo? Are you talking about my cock? Anyway, our winemaking style is also uncaged. Oh, it's all in caps.
Oh,
Dude, I was kidding about that last part until I read that. And takes us to North Coast Vineyards of California in pursuit of creating a Sauvignon Blanc that balances citrus and passion fruit flavors with a brilliant acidity and subtle minerality. I didn't even know that was a fucking word.
The check.
You have no minerality, sir. What is wrong with you?
The conductivity of this liquid is not great.
Yes. You know what has lots of mineralities? Owls. They minerality the shit out of everything they touch.
Oh, yeah, those pellets. Gross.
Goddamn right. What a creepy ass bird an owl is. Anyway, with each vintage, there is a pure connection to the land that we are proud to share every time a bottle is open. Uncaged Sauvignon Blanc. Get you some. Now let's take another question from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. My girlfriend has completely turned on me after talking to a therapist. I'm 40 and my girlfriend is 35. She recently started visiting a therapist, and it seems that I have now become the villain in our relationship. My ex-girlfriend and I were having troubles with understanding what each other wanted. For example, where to live and how to raise children. I was against having children in a foreign country, but eventually relented. We were in a good place and moving towards a future together. She went to a psychologist, and suddenly she was told that I am not committed to the relationship and that she should explore other options. When I talked on the phone with her, it was almost like talking to another person because the words seemed like they were someone else's. Now I'm assuming that someone put her against me and she believes this. What do I do? Do I continually push back? This seems to further make things said by the therapist more concrete in her head. Or do I just step back and let her figure things out? So I'm confused by this one because he first says my girlfriend, and then he says my ex-girlfriend
who owes me $200 for a hotel, bro. I'm the same guy. I'm back again. I fucking hate this whore.
So I guess I'm not sure if it's two different women, and the ex-girlfriend went and saw a therapist, and the therapist was like, "Yo, your dude's a bad dude. You need to go." Now his new girlfriend is seeing a therapist, and the therapist is like, "Girl, run." If that's the case, then this guy is a douchebag. Yeah. But if the girlfriend
fool me once,
I hope it's two different women, and I hope they went to the same therapist. And so when the second one in there, the therapist he's sitting there with this pretentious fucking sweater vest on, and he's sitting there going, "Wait a minute, I've heard of this."
Greg?
Yeah, Greg's a fucking asshole.
Fuck Greg.
I know Greg. He's he's what many psychiatrists in my field refer to as a total fucking cunt. He's a KUNT cunt. Run. Steal $200 from him if you can on the way out, but definitely run.
Yeah. So, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he's talking about the same woman. And so that, so he had a girlfriend. She went to go see a therapist. They were having these questions about raising children, where to live. And the therapist is now saying that he's not committed to the relationship. So his question is, what do I do? Do I push back? Do I just say nothing and let her figure it out? Like, how does he handle this situation? I think that he should say nothing. He should just be like, listen, you're on your own journey. Whatever you and your therapist talk about is between you guys. Because if he jumps in and is like, your therapist is wrong, then she's going to side with the therapist more. Mm-hmm. And, if he wants to keep her, that is, I don't know.
I think it's kind of crazy that the conversation would be like, you should listen to your therapist and go have children overseas and have like that's like this main gripe about it. I don't know. That sounds fishy to me. I feel like they got real other problems. He's just like
100%.
Oh,
100%. Yeah, we've got no fucking details on what this therapist said to her, and we try to point this out at least once an episode. These questions are these people's pro-them propaganda. It's their Fox News, their MSNBC, their North Korean state-run news if they happen to run the entire country. So when they leave out big details about, hey, why did the therapist call me a KUNT cunt? Why did that happen? You know, I have to, it's just like, I don't know, therapists just hate on you sometimes. You're like, that seems to be the answer we got from that guy.
No.
And he gave us a lot of fucking weird little details because sometimes these questions are just sort of brief and it's like, okay, but this one, he was kind of wordy, but he left out any of why does the therapist not like me?
And also, I've been to therapy, but I have seen two different therapists. And therapists, the ones that I've been to, they are very reluctant to give you concrete guidance.
Amen.
You know, like if you say, this is my problem, what should I do? Normally what they say to you is, well, what do you think that you should do? And that part is very frustrating.
Dude, yeah, therapists are fucking, it's a crock of shit.
Yeah,
it's such a racket. I'm not saying that people with fucking like multiple personalities shouldn't go see one. I'm just saying, we're from the Midwest. Yeah. Everybody on the coast is, I got to go see therapists. Why? For everything. Like, stop
Look at Jake and I as examples of humanity. Don't you want to be just like us?
Yes, you too could have a podcast where you answer dating advice to people on Reddit and YouTube.
But yeah, I think that therapists are very reluctant. Now, had you said a palm reader, had you been like, my girl went to a palm reader, and now the palm reader is saying this is her future, like that's a different story. But again, a therapist, I think that unless there's like genuine physical harm coming to someone,
right?
Therapists do not say things like,
"Oh
my god, like your boyfriend like totally doesn't seem committed, and you should totally call Henry."
But you're not realizing that's a great way to make money, right? Like no one's gonna leave you, like you fuck my boyfriend, he's an asshole, and like there are therapists like that.
100%. She's the one paying she's the one writing the therapist a check. So of course the therapist is gonna go like, what you said, that's fucking correct. You know, the therapist is going to be sitting there going, Kathy, actually, you're wrong here. And
fired.
Fired.
Yeah.
She's going to go to the therapist who's like, tell me what I want to hear. And I'm the good guy and he's the fucking asshole. And that's it. Yeah, because it's at the end of the day. Look, I'm not. And again, I know I just shit on therapists, and I meant like 98% of it. But like, I know that there are some people that need it, and there's some people that they help, and it's not just a quack science. What I'm saying is that those fucking dicks are one step above psychics and palm readers in my fucking book, you know? And it's a stupid pseudoscience. And like the state of Iowa court ordered me to those fucking assholes when I was sent to court ordered rehab in high school. And they were garbage. They were garbage. They did nothing for me.
So you're saying, you're confirming that you're giving a completely unbiased opinion about your experience with therapy.
Yes. Yes. They're fucking assholes. Especially if you was in court ordered rehab facilities for minors in the late 90s, early 2000s.
If you were court ordered to do something, there may or may not be a tendency to hate said court order.
I did more hard drugs after I checked out of your facility, you pretentious fucks, with your patches on the shoulders and your sweater.
Take that with your court ordering. I court ordered drugs with it.
Yeah. All that did is give me more drug hookups around the state of Iowa. We all consolidated.
Were they like, do more drugs? And you were like, yes. That was your therapist? Damn.
No. That was the other kids in rehab. The therapist was like, did you know that you don't want to do drugs? And we all learned how to give like Oscar-winning sort of performances of a kid that doesn't want to do drugs anymore. Oh, wow. But then we would all go upstairs and like, oh my God, dude, I heard there's a way to make LSD out of toothpaste and orange peels. Did you guys know that? And we would try to do that. And we would do everything we could.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
It didn't matter, dude. Like gas station speed, meth, like whatever, dude. We would try to get it and sneak it into that rehab facility because we were 15. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it does seem very odd that this therapist is giving such.
Real quick though, Tim on YouTube says, Those trust issues will.
Yeah, for sure.
He says, linger on, spite will grow. Weigh the value of the relationship and figure out if you can handle her therapy sessions.
Ooh, but that's a good point of spite.
But not
like it's almost as if
Tim on YouTube, for the podcast people, Tim on YouTube says, I agree with Jake a bit, but not as harshly. I get it, dude. I don't even agree with me as harshly. That's the fucking wine talk. That's uncaged, bro. This is I'm like, wow, dude. I didn't realize I hate my therapist from when I was 15 in the state of Iowa. It's like, dude, I fucking OD'd and flatlined. Of course, they should have sent me to see somebody, but I fucking hate the cunts they sent me to. So
yeah.
Now it's coming out, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uncaged.
Uncaged.
Yeah, full disclosure.
The goddamn owl. It's my inner owl. We're letting the fucking owl rage tonight.
Yeah,
It's an owl.
No, they do.
Yours is an owl.
Yeah, owls are uncaged in a weird way.
This is an owl on
It's just
speed.
I can make my head spin all the fucking way around. Oh my god, I just did a line of gas station speed. I can't believe this shit is legal.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that, listen, there's something about this therapist that it sounds fishy that she's giving such definitive advice, because that is not what therapists are known for. And so it does definitely sound like it's you. And so my suggestion, my final advice for this guy is, why don't you attend a session with the therapist and her and see?
Oh, there we go.
And you get both sides of the story.
Yeah, there you go.
You figure out what's the path forward. Like,
and you're both paying that fucking guy. So he's like, wait a minute, my money's coming from two places.
That's what I'm saying.
Real Sophie's choice. Now I gotta tell the truth, which is hard for therapists. We don't do that much.
Yeah. So what are the final advice you guys have?
Dirty 10 on YouTube says, I'm from Iowa. What's up, Dirty 10? I'm from Iowa, and I had a federal job that would job is in quotes too.
Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
Like that.
That's weird. I think he used to kill people for the government. Anyway, that would pay for one therapy session. I used to get diagnosed with diagnosis in quotes too.
Yeah.
Jeez, again, I'm shitting on therapists for a reason. Diagnosed with depression and get medicine because they also will give me extra days off if I did so. Fucking hey, dude, it's one giant racket. Watch that fucking documentary about the opioid crisis. A lot of that shit was what therapists that everyone loves so much, poisoning people to death with Johnson & Johnson's opiates.
I mean, listen, I think that I believe in therapy. I think therapy definitely has a place in science and society, and there is people, et cetera, et cetera. But again,
I love that you're trying to keep our podcast from getting booted off of YouTube from all this fucking anti-therapy.
The voice of reason.
I had two therapists. One I really liked, and then the second one I only went to her for a few sessions because
you hear that, YouTube? Don't take the Love Gurus podcast down. We tell both sides.
Yeah, no, but I just hated my second therapist, and that's why I stopped going to therapy, because she was like way younger than me, and she just always like had a very condescending way of being like,
dude, I'll bet your therapist was younger than you.
Yeah, like she was like legit, like straight out of college, and she would say things like,
I read about people like you. I wonder if my textbook was based on you.
She was. I just felt like she was very condescending, and I was like, you're 12, okay. Anyway, but again, I'm genuine in my final advice to this guy. Go to a therapy session yourself. See what the stitch is, and then you can make an assessment, and also see if maybe this relationship is great for you. Because I mean, you're 40, but I don't know, like you can get back out there.
No, you can't. He's gonna fucking die alone, just like the rest of us. You're done, dude. Give it up.
Yeah.
I thought my advice was getting dark. God damn. I'm the fucking peachy one over here. I'm the peachy one on this side of the table. I'm the ray of joy.
I'm gonna agree with Suzanne. You got to do the whole couples therapy. That's the fairest thing to do, because I feel like I'm a personal trainer. I used to be a personal trainer. I stopped, but it's like it's the same. Like I see people manipulate people, to keep their money and make sure that they kind of like lose a pound, but come back a pound.
Yeah.
And like they push themselves or they don't do the easiest route. And like therapy at times, like I've done therapy and it's good, but I also see how it could just be a clinch to finding a friend. Like, let's say you've never had emotional connection to a person, you could simulate that. It's like an A to B. And then once that's done, you actually have to find a person to do that with. Like you have to create a actual relationship with someone on earth. But a lot of therapists, what they like to do is they like to create this energy where they're the only person that could give you that. You know what I mean? So you keep coming back.
It's like a dom sub relationship almost.
You're the best. Game. Like you just keep moving. Like fuck everybody in your life and forget your family and they raised you and your friends.
I love all the hypothetical therapist voices, by the way.
Just forget about them.
Fuck everybody in your life.
Excuse me, no.
Everyone is the bad guy but you and me and the guy who fucking takes your check at the front desk.
This kind of makes me want to go back to school and become a therapist.
Dude, that's the move. We got to turn this into the therapy gurus. A bunch of dumb motherfuckers will just give us money every week to do this.
I cannot believe that Richard did that to you. And
yeah.
It's probably just
wow. What college did you go to? Harvard?
Guy from last question, you deserve that $200. You deserve $400. Now pay me and Suzanne and Paul for $500. Boom! That's how you fucking do this game. Fuck being gurus. We need to be therapists.
Yeah.
We need to be therapists. The Love Therapists. The Love Therapist podcast. We did it so wrong. That's why we're fucking poor. That's why we're in a basement.
Because we were just scamming people on their emotions and giving them drugs.
You know who's not in basements and it is in really overpriced offices in Midtown? Therapists. That's how you run a fucking scam.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Well, I think we answered that question. Should we do one more?
Yes. Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Join us every single Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern live. And give us your questions on the air or give us your comments. Anything you want to say, type it in live. But for now, we're going to take one last question from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
Last question. My girlfriend's mother asks her for help with everything, even the most simple tasks. My girlfriend and I have been dating for 4 years. I'm 32 and she's 31. Her mother is 62. My girlfriend comes from a family with a very controlling mother. Very regularly, the mother will call and ask my girlfriend to help with a very simple task. An example is that she finds computer things hard and asks my girlfriend to help her print something out. She's capable of sending emails, but adding or opening an attachment is hard. We try to explain her how to do it over the phone, but when we do, she keeps interrupting and basically insists that my girlfriend make an hour-long drive to help her physically. Because of the family dynamics, my girlfriend is pretty much programmed to always say yes and to avoid confrontation. Yesterday, my girlfriend's mom called and asked if the girlfriend could drop by today to print something out. She was on speakerphone and I was right there, so I was listening to the conversation. It would mean a detour of an hour or more for my girlfriend was about to say, of course I can come help, but then I halted her and said that a detour of that amount of time for a simple printout was unreasonable. And I tried to offer alternatives such as email us the file and we'll print it for you. Or got her over the phone. My girlfriend's mother started yelling at me for butting in and saying that she was on the phone with her daughter and she got angry and hung up. She then proceeded to text my girlfriend.
I mean, that woman needs to see a fucking therapist. Yes. I know, a therapist. Yes. I'm so sorry. Please help this woman. I'm sorry. I said
all these people can help each other out a lot.
Oh, yeah.
They really benefit from a drum circle. Am I right? You know, just like... She then proceeded to text my girlfriend saying that I'm controlling and that what kind of a relationship is this? Basically a tantrum because she didn't get her way. My girlfriend was angry with me for a bit too because she had preferred to keep the peace but agreed to request that the request itself was ridiculous. In the end, the mom ended up trying to print it herself and it worked out fine. Further proving my point that her bar for requesting help is far too low. How do I keep the peace while also helping my girlfriend to set boundaries? I don't know. I think just break up, right?
This is a TV sitcom, bro. You just got to yell it out and make it through. You know what I mean? Like, you got to let them know what the hell we doing. Driving an hour to print out a page? Come on. Just start screaming like your mom's an idiot. Shut up. Just like I don't know.
That just definitely needs tough love.
Yeah.
I would not do that. I would not do that. 100%.
It'd be different if she lived closer. If she lived like 15 minutes away and it was like, oh, but maybe she lives an hour away to create some distance, but the mom doesn't give a shit.
Or it's like her actual needs, right? Because her mom is like, oh, I don't know how to do this. It's not, hey, we need to go help my mom because she can't see out of one eye and she can't fucking walk, right? Mm-hmm. If it was that, fine. But this thing is, we need to drive an hour because my mom doesn't like Google Maps. No, this is insane. This is nutty.
Because she's 62. She's not 102. If she were 102, like that's a completely different story. But 62, are you fucking kidding? Like, how old is Jeff Bezos? Okay, maybe he's only like 50, but you get it. Like, Richard Branson's like 72. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like she's so old that she missed this whole digital phase. Like, you are in it. You've been in it for the last 30 years. So shut up. Like, you can print something. I think it has more to do with the mom just wants to have control of the daughter.
Absolutely.
She gets lonely, and so therefore she invents these excuses
Absolutely.
like I have to print this Petco application.
That's 100% what's going on.
Yeah.
That is my sister, my mom, and my sister's husband to a T. To an absolute T. I was like, oh, this is my brother-in-law. This question is from my brother-in-law.
It was actually in Spanish, but I translated
it for you.
It's common, man. It's common because you got families. You got people's families, and then their connection to their families are like
you can't break
annoying.
those.
They're annoying.
Oh, they're awful. And you gotta realize, like, this is a test of like, are you willing to put up with this? If you love this person this much, are you willing to put up with this? If not, get the fuck out, man. Because this shit's not gonna change unless they're both forced into therapy or they just fucking kill each other.
So wait, and you don't have to answer this question since this is live streaming, but so you're saying that like your mother will ask your sister to do things where it's like she could do it herself, but she just kind of wants to see your sister and like hang out.
I don't even think it's like seeing her. I think it's controlling her. I think she just wants to establish control.
Yeah. Well, listen, once you're on top, it's hard to fall. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's why we like all the Rocky movies. Like that guy should have lost the first movie, but we're still cheering him on.
It's like my mother still runs my life, standing at 5'8", 125.
Get in there, Glenda. Yeah.
There was a lot of
page for me.
There was a lot of deleted scenes from the Rocky. If you have the delete, if you have the DVD, you know what I mean, where he's going, Adrian, how come your mom's always asking questions? You know what I mean? I mean, we're going on a date. She wants me to come over and help her with maps. I don't know how to do this. You know what I mean? I'm not a smart guy. You know that. I can't help your mom. Because
here's what I will say is the desire for your end goal makes a lot of difference. And so for example, my boyfriend's parents, they're in their 70s now, but they were having this issue with their neighbor about a fence because of course, what else are you gonna, that's what happens when you own a home, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so they had to go through all this stuff and like, his mom, she didn't use computers a lot, et cetera, but she had to like, PDF things, submit it online, I mean, the computer skills that she learned over years of fighting over this fence, again, that was her motivation. Her motivation was, I'm going to get these motherfuckers for this fence thing, whereas this mother's goal is not about a fence. It's about seeing her daughter. That's her goal. So as long as...
Is it though? I don't fucking trust moms, all right? Moms are all pieces of shit. Moms are all conniving, and they're all just trying to control their fucking offspring. I'm on to all of you. How you feel about therapists, it's the same way I feel about moms.
I love how fucked up I seemed 20 minutes ago. It's just sort of like, Judy feels that way about mothers.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, but
I'm on to all of them.
I will add to your story in that I was walking behind these two women yesterday, and one of them had a double stroller. Oh, shit. So a double stroller, 2 babies in it. And then another had a stroller. So it was three. So 3 babies.
I love how you're so into this fucking story and this podcast. that you didn't even check to see if your phone was broken. That's
no, it's good.
People, that's why Suzanne is the best.
It's not broken.
Yeah.
That's a victory.
That's dedication. It's like I'll find out if it's broken after I finish the thing. I'm sorry,
but yeah. So these two women, they were taking up the entire sidewalk, and they were talking about the children. They were like, and I'm kind of like, and I kind of like, I'm kind of am politely like, all right, I'm behind you. Like, you're taking up the whole fucking sidewalk, And then finally, like, they, like, one stops and I make a break, and I walked away, and I literally said, "Oh, I'm a mom. I'm so cool. I'm a mom."
Oh my God.
So I'm on board with you, Igor. These moms have to stop.
Oh my! And their comeback is always like, "You don't know what it's like to be a mother. You don't know what it's like to be. You don't know what it's like to be in your 30s with the internet at your disposal, right? Leave me the fuck alone."
Listen, I'm not saying it's easy to be a mom, but I'm saying everyone's got problems, and just keep that in mind when you're on the sidewalk. Okay, thank you. All right.
I missed this comment earlier. This is pretty good. This is from Tim on YouTube. He says, "We might need to talk about the teenage days. Not here. How does that make you feel, Jake?" You sneaky motherfucker! You've been a therapist the whole time. Oh,
Tim, the therapist.
Tim on YouTube also says, "Ask your mother-in-law to move in."
Nice.
No.
There you go. There you go.
That's just what
He said, "What? Why not?" Yeah.
I think mothers have strengths in the fact that they need to control something. So what you probably need to do is produce babies so they can take care, like, and then have them have a basement.
Yeah.
They could just play with the kids.
Or get them like a Cocker Spaniel, like something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
They can like take care of.
Nope. You guys are all fucking weak. Because then she's gonna ask you to do errands for the Cocker Spaniel. I know how they fucking think. Are you out of your mind? Oh, I need my Cocker Spaniel picked up at the vet. I need my Cocker Spaniel taken to the groomer. Bitch, you got a fucking car.
So are you saying then in this situation the only way to get some sort of balance is you're gonna have to go, have a little bit of a war and to have some of that conflict, and then once it gets to a certain point, then you can reel it back in. Maybe that's cold war, Berlin Wall the mom, and then once she gets over it, once she learns how to do her own shit, then be like, "Mom, you want me to come over?"
Igor is saying that we are giving peacetime consigliere advice. He is a wartime consigliere. That is who you put in charge. That is your consigliere when you fight your mother-in-law right now, because this is a war.
No, they won't budge. So there's no winning. You can't win. You have to accept it, or you get rid of them, and whatever that means is up to you.
Oh wow, very interesting. What would you do in this situation, Paul?
I think it's I'm old school. You gotta have them close, but you gotta also draw a line. That's a huge thing. You gotta draw a line. There's gotta be a line. Like, you gotta learn how to print. I don't know how you're gonna learn how to print, but we're not driving an hour to print. That's insane. It's insane. It's insane. So I would be, as the man, I would be like, you gotta say, because sometimes you gotta say some things to your mothers and fathers. You know what I mean? That's it. And then draw the line, because you gotta live your life. And if you need to take care of them, you gotta find a way to get them closer or keep them busy. Because I feel like at the end of the day, like, my family's probably gonna be living in my house. So
and I think also it's like you have the opportunity to like help this girl establish boundaries with her mom. So it's like you can impart that on her, because if not, she's never going to. If not, she's never going to say anything. She's just going to keep bending over backwards for her mom. So it's like you kind of got to be the bad guy in her mom's eyes, and then like establish these boundaries, because it'll be helpful for her. I think, but the mom's going to hate you. The mom's going to absolutely hate you, because she's going to think like it's all fucking Brad's fault. It's all Brad's fault. Brad's putting this in your head. Brad's putting that in your head.
Yeah, because she could turn on him easily.
Oh, she will.
Yeah, she will, but she'll come around.
Yeah, but I still think that they need to establish boundaries, and the guy needs to talk his girlfriend into being like, "Yo, tell your mom to fuck off."
Right. Yeah,
it's our time.
Glinda. Yeah. What about Jake? Final advice for this guy?
I have 3 options. The first option is the easiest and the most sane. Makes the most sense. That, of course, is have a grown-up dialogue with your significant other and be like, "Listen, we need to show your mother love without driving and doing all this nonsense, blah, 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 blah." But if we could be adults, we wouldn't be on Reddit. We wouldn't be getting advice from the Love Gurus podcast while they're tipsy, would we? No. So you have to do one of the second two options. All right. This is going to be harder. This is going to, people may end up dead from this. I don't even know. This may turn into some Hatfield McCoy shit. I don't know. But you're going to have to do one of these second two things. First one is clearly just every time you show up to give your mother advice, you give her the advice, but you figure out, you chat her up the first couple times to kind of figure out what does she not like the most out of all things. And then you become that thing. Yes, you make your mother-in-law hate you.
Psychological
you know what I mean?
warfare.
Yeah. She obviously hates technology. And so you show up with the latest gadgets and gizmos and just go like, everybody who doesn't have a smartwatch should fucking die of Alzheimer's.
Make her feel
dumb.
what
I mean?
Yeah.
And you just become
Stupid
a
mom.
condescending, and you don't even say it like I said it. You say it smart. You know what I mean? Because people like that hate smart. So don't say it in my words. Say it in fucking Tim Cook's words.
Use them smart words they teach you on the internet.
Yes. Kill her with smugness. Kill her with smugness.
Ooh,
That's what I said. So that's option one.
A smug son-in-law.
Yes.
Ooh.
You smug her to death. So that's what I said. No, I'm not having that
Makes
smug
my
motherfucker
lips
here.
purse.
Get a turtleneck.
Yeah. And it's even going to cost some money too. You're gonna go there like, listen, I know you had problems printing your shit out, but I have a smartwatch and I bought you one too. All you gotta do is clip it to your arms and be a little smart, Agnes. Oh, Agnes, you dumb bucket. And
You're so dumb,
like that.
Agnes. It's
Right?
just a smartwatch.
That's the energy. Or, and this is going to get a little fucking
Smartwatch
nuttier.
for a
It's going to
dumb
be a little
mom.
more involved. You may have to hire someone, but if you have any living parents or even better grandparents, you just have them, just tell them this entire thing. Have them watch this episode and be like, listen, I need you to call us up with insane demands and just fucking pretend to be OCD. Pretend to be like, not the, I'm OCD because I like the rug facing this way. No. Like legit OCD. Jack Nicholson is as good as it gets. You know what I mean? You pretend to have straight up mental illnesses and me and my girlfriend have to go over there. He's only got 7 bars of soap. Pop needs 8 bars of soap. Otherwise he can't have supper. So we got to drive 2 hours because he lives 2 hours away. If that's not how far your parents live away, hire a fucking homeless man to pretend to be your dad. You know, you just show up to the fucking halfway house that this guy's living in and listen, I love him. He's been through some hard times. He was in Nam or one of those fucking places, and now he's all fucked up. So if you don't do this, not only you're a bad girlfriend, but you hate America, and you just throw weird shit at her. You know what I mean? You don't care about PTSD or homeless or blah, 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 blah. And you just make her do even crazier shit with you to be like, hey, maybe we stop doing crazy shit with our parents. I don't like having to do things to pretend that I'm not the Viet Cong every time I come to the door. I'm tired of getting shot with pellet guns because he's having a flashback. I drove 2 hours to give him soup, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
You know? And you just, you do that. So you either kill her with smugness or you kill her with, I don't know, psychotic nonsense.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
It's either the road above or the road way below.
And again, we can't do above. You know we can't do it. We are on Reddit and the Love Gurus podcast. It has to be absolutely psychotic. So one of those two options, I think, is
she goes low, we fake mental illness.
Yeah. When she goes low, we dig a fucking mine shaft. We tunnel. We goddamn tunnel.
100% Michelle Obama is going to listen to this podcast and be like, those guys are geniuses.
Dude, Michelle Obama loves us.
She 100% loves us.
Okay.
What's not to love?
Yeah.
Dude,
Psychosis, threatening moms,
Ugly kids.
Yeah.
uncaged.
Here's the thing.
Hooting
She's
sounds.
secretly the mom from this last question.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shut up. Don't you talk
Dude,
about Michelle Obama like that.
Obama's kids are tired of dealing with her fucking bullshit. They're
Sasha-
writing into Reddit
Sasha's
trying
like,
to deal with it.
Mom.
I don't.
My mom mom keeps getting nutty. I mean,
Sasha, I don't know. My personal assistant just used to do it for me, but now that we're not in the White House, I don't know how to print it.
And I'm like, Mom, you got Dad. He kind of got a lot of shit done. He was the leader of the free world for 8 fucking years. I think you can help me with the math. And she's like,
lawyer.
Oh, Dad's at lunch right now. He's doing this and that. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. And so basically, what I'm saying is you should tell Michelle Obama to fuck off. I don't know.
Fuck moms.
Yeah, fuck moms.
Fuck moms.
Fuck moms.
I love you, Mom. Fuck other moms. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think we answered that question.
Absolutely. I think we did too. Thank you so much to our guests. Thank you to Paul. Thank you to Igor. Yeah. Thank you to everybody who wrote into the podcast live. This was great, man. Thank you to Dirty 10. Thank you to Joel. Thank you to Tim. And until next week, write your questions to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or catch us live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Until next week, later.
Peace.